the ball and going 1-on-2, not afraid to put it up in the crowd.
44-42, a 2-point lead. Inside to Kelly. Behind his back, nowhere near. Van Laar with a rebound. Out to John Zanata. John Zanata with the ball for the Nor'Westers, bringing it down at the foul line to Lichty. Lichty puts it down, then puts it up. Inside to Subban. Block. Subban again. Good!
Kyle Subban, hook shot from the side of the key.
A little spark the Nor'Westers needed. Subban comes off the bench, hits on a couple of baskets. And we're tied at 44. Our fifth tie thus far in the game. Tied at 44. Kelly from outside, good.
The Westers aren't going to be able to leave him open long. He's been killing them from outside.
Long pass to Lichty on the far side. Lichty likes to shoot, but passes it off to Zanata this time. Zanata going baseline fast. Stepped on the line.
Checked it out of bounds by Robin Holbrook. Brandon Ball, Jerry Abernathy.
And now it's Lee for the Bobcats, bringing it down. Lee being guarded by the Zanatas, double teamed. Player control.
See Dino Genie, the Thunder Bay native, coming into the lineup for the Bobcats. He started last year in their games against Lakehead and Thunder Bay, but this is his first court action of this series.
Went to Lakeview High School here when he went to high school in Thunder Bay.
That's right, then went on to play junior college ball in Calgary at Mount Royal. Second year with Brandon under Jerry Hemmings.
Dave Zanata with the ball. The Westers trail by 2. John Zanata in the corner. No, gets his own rebound. Dribbles once, puts it up. Partially blocked. Fight for it underneath, and Genie comes out with it. Out to Lee. Lee on Van Laar. Stops, dribbles around, puts it up. Good. Lee starting to show the touch he's been known for this year. Up to Lichty. Lichty on the near side. Looks for someone to pass to. Gives it to John Zanata. Over to Brother Dave, top of the key. Setting up the offense. Signaling for a man to break to the corner. He's got John Zanata there. Inside to Van Laar. Dribbles once, twice. Goes to put it up. Underneath off glass. Won't go. And now it's Kelly to Lee. Lob pass to Kelly. Drive. Goaltending.
Very unpopular call by Peter Andros. Calling Kerry Lichty for goaltending.
And immediately Coach Don Punch wants a timeout. The crowd not too agreeable on that call, James.
That's right.
.16 remaining, 50-44, 6-point lead for the Bobcats, equaling their biggest lead they had early in the game at 6-0. Dave Zanata, 22 points in the first half, hasn't been able to hit yet in the second half. Freddie Lee starting to pick up the slack for the Bobcats, and they're now in front thanks to a goaltending call against Kerry Lichty by a score of 50-44, a 6-point lead. We see a close-up of the Nor'Westers bench. Coach Don Punch talking over strategy, hoping to spur his team. A little comeback here, chip away at that 6-point lead. A game they must certainly win to stay in contention. Here we go, Zanata to Subban in the corner. Inside to Van Laar, looks around, Van Laar passes to Subban in the corner. Subban dribbles a few times. Off to Zanata, we have a foul on Genie.
The ever excitable Dino Genie there.
.14:02 into Zanata. Enzo Zanata for the Nor'Westers, being guarded by Genie, passes to Subban, tries to look for Van Laar inside, he's covered too closely and he gives it back to Zanata. Dave Zanata with the ball, setting up the offense, working around, looks for Subban in the corner, finds him, inside to Lichty, good! 50-44.
Brian Pallister looking for the offensive foul, a little bit of acting in his part.
Little officials timeout, they're asking Genie to take off his hardware around the neck.
Genie seems a little confused.
Now the Bobcats bring it in to Abernathy from Lee, over to Genie, back to Lee, working the play, Off to Kelly, almost loses it, but he gets the basket.
I think Holbrook might have missed a travel there on Kelly's. He juggled the ball. He took 2 steps without putting the ball on the floor. Looked like traveling from up here.
6-point lead. Subban back to Zanata, being guarded closely by Genie. Zanata looks for the open man, passes it over to Brother John, setting it up. Back to Dave, setting up the play. Lichty breaks through on the alley-oop. Off glass, no, won't go. Took it off the rim, his hand was near that cylinder. But nothing called. Lee puts it up, won't go. Rebound, Kelly loses it.
Lakehead
and
ball.
the Western ball.
Off Palliser's leg. A lot of rough stuff underneath. Daryl, if you haven't noticed, Harry Van Laar and Jerry Abernathy roughing it up under there. Van Laar gives away about good 3 inches, but they're pushing around in there.
Both players have lots of fouls. Zanata hits. And it's 52-48.
The Westers with the full court pressure now.
That famed press that Don Punch has installed at LU. It's worked wonders in many games before, and he's hoping it'll do the trick now. Lee with a shot. Missed everything.
Air ball, Freddie
Subban
Lee.
throws it away. Oh, nice steal by Zanata. Kelly tried to play it out of bounds. Couldn't get it. Lichty with the ball on the steal. To Subban underneath. Good!
Kerry Lichty spotting Carl Subban open.
And all
Hit
of
him
a
with a
sudden,
nice
it's a
pass.
2-point game. 52-50. Almost stolen as Kelly almost lost it. Genie with the ball for the Bobcats. Abernathy trying to find someone to pass to. Big 6'10" Abernathy. Over to Genie. Genie looking, wants to shoot. Can't find an opening inside to Abernathy. Goes for the jump shot. Missed everything. And the
Subban
foul's
with
on
the rebound.
Pallister.
Over Carl Subban's back. Subban got the rebound anyway, but there was a foul called.
And we have a timeout charge to the Brandon University Bobcats. And James, a couple of nice plays there by the Zanatas to hit the open man, and Lichty hit Subban on the open play,
right.
and all of a sudden we're back in the game here, 52-50.
The Westers found themselves down by 6 there, but came back. They're down by 2 right now with the ball.
And they're starting to press, the full court press that Don Punch has installed. It's worked wonders before, as we said earlier.
It's one thing our Westers have to do with their lack of height compared to a lot of teams. They have to use their pressure, take advantage of their speed.
They lack in height, they have to make up in that quickness.
That's right.
And they've done it many, many times before, as you can talk to many coaches throughout the country, and they'll agree with you.
I'm sure the Bobcats remember coming here for the sudden death playoff for second spot in G-Pack last year, and they don't want a repeat of that.
That's for sure.
As
They came in here and lost that game.
Nor'Westers went on to meet Winnipeg in the G-Pack final in Winnipeg.
You see a close-up there of John and Dave Zanata as they bring it up for the Nor'Westers. Down by 2, a chance to tie it up. Dave Zanata over to Brother John. Lichty looking underneath. Looking for an opening. Lichty's underneath, can't see him. John with the ball, back to Van Laar, who's playing out high. Dave Zanata. Van Laar and Lichty rotating underneath, trying to get open. A lot of roughness underneath with Van Laar and Abernathy. Lichty's open, he's got the shot. No, won't go. Van Laar almost got the rebound, but Abernathy comes away with it. Up to Freddie Lee for the Bobcats, to Pallister, back to Lee. Lee over to Kelly, nice shooting touch. Off the thing, won't go. Oh, and he rolls it in, Pallister does.
Van Laar got a piece of it. Pallister's a big man. He had enough muscle to put it in.
54-50.
Lichty wide open underneath. Johnny Zanata couldn't spot him.
11:15 remaining in the game. Nor'Westers down by 4. John Zanata poked away neatly by Lee. And LU keeps the ball.
Keith Streeter comes back into the game now for the Bobcats, takes up Brian Pallister.
First action for Streeter this half. Set the lineups for the Bobcats. We've got Lee, Genie, Kelly, Streeter, and Abernathy. Both Streeter and Abernathy have 3 fouls apiece.
Van Laar and Abernathy continue to push underneath there. No foul called. And they'll straighten them out now.
For the Nor'Westers, the Zanatas, both Dave and John, Subban, Lichty, and Van Laar. A lot of shoving going underneath between Van Laar and Abernathy.
Johnny Zanata on the jumper.
Dave Zanata with the ball. Back out to Lichty, top of the key. No, won't go. And we have a foul.
Jerry Abernathy gets called.
Foul on Abernathy.
But Harry Van Laar takes a technical for shoving Abernathy.
That's 4 fouls on Jerry Abernathy. And as we saw there, Van Laar got a technical.
Freddie Lee's
But
going to
I
shoot
think
the
Van Laar
technical.
figures it was worth it.
I think so.
Give up one to take two. And he missed it. That makes Van Laar even happier.
That's right, didn't do any harm at all. Might have Abernathy psyched out a bit. He's standing at the end of the bench. As I said before, not a crowd favorite here in Thunder Bay.
Now it's Lee for the Bobcats. The lob pass to Genie, being guarded by Zanata. Genie almost loses it. Back pass. Throws it away.
Dino Genie throws it away. Lee couldn't keep it in bounds.
Throws it away. And Lee steps on a pass on the lane trying to get the inbounds pass.
Abernathy's fuming on the bench. He just walked up to the coach and he doesn't know what's going on. He's got 4 fouls. I think Van Laar really gave him the old hex on that push.
Lichty in the corner. LU down by 4. 10:25 to go. Sonata with the ball. Dave, that is, dribbling it around. Out to Lichty. Sonata outside. No, still looking for his first basket this half. Now it's Kelly. Slows it down, gives it to Genie. Genie bringing it down in the backcourt. Being guarded by Sonata. Genie on the far side looking for Lee. Gives it to him. Looking underneath. Pallister and Streeter working in the front court. Pallister having problems with Lichty. There's Kelly, puts it up. Over to Lee. Good bank shot.
Brandon up by 6 now, halfway through the second half.
Dave Zanata
Don Punch
trying
going
to
his
bring
bench
LU
again.
back.
Putting in Ned Janzik.
John Zanata to Van Laar. Van Laar playing out. He's had to play out with the way Abernathy's been playing. Over to Dave Zanata. Good! And this could be a wild finish if Zanata starts hitting like he did in the first half. That's his first 2 points of the second half, though. Almost a nice play there by Lichty. Nice play by Subban to knock it away. They come up empty, but Kelly has it over to Genie. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Genie works it around for a corner. Passed him, thrown away. Subban, one-on-one. Will he make it? Good! Subban!
Dino Genie putting the ball in Carl Subban's hands again, and it was 2 points all the way.
All of a
Subban.
sudden, that 6-point lead is down to 2. Almost loses it again. Kelly with the ball. Over to Pallister. Pallister can't get it. Streeter underneath. Blocked by Van Laar.
Harry Van Laar.
Oh, wow.
Perfect timing there. Goes up to Doc Street. Streeter must be awfully frustrated at this point, missing that easy layup, and now being blocked by Harry Van Laar.
And Carl Subban comes out, gets a wonderful round of applause from his teammates and the crowd. Played a whale of a game. A 2-point lead for the Bobcats. They have the ball after the brilliant block shot by Van Laar. Lee works around. Pallister back to Kelly. Over on the side to Jackson. Jackson puts it up. Good.
Don Jackson, the Winnipeg Westman transfer, was going to sit out this year, but Coach Jerry Hemmings talked the hometown boy into suiting up for the Bobcats.
Now Van Laar over to Dave Zanata from outside. No, missed everything.
Air
Kelly
ball.
rebound for Bobcats. 58-54. LU down by 4. Double teamed over to Jackson. Jackson brings it down for the Bobcats. It's over to Lee, has it now on the pass from Pallister. Lee dribbles, looks, wants to shoot. Over to Jackson. Jackson fakes, pumps, shoots. Off glass, good.
Don Jackson, 2 quick Bobcat baskets. He's got him back up by 6 now.
John Zanata, they slow it down, set it up. Trying to cut into that 6-point Brandon lead. And a foul inside, this time on Pallister.
Van Laar's been taking the rough stuff all night underneath, both from Palliser and Abernathy. They finally detected it. Harry will be at the line.
It's quite a compliment to the talent of Van Laar to all that rough stuff, and he still only got 2 fouls.
That's correct.
He's had to put up with a lot. That was the second foul on Pallister. They're in the bonus, so he will go to the line. To shoot 1-1. Makes the first, he'll get another one. Puts it up. No, won't go. Fight for it. Rebound by Janzik. Works it out to John Zanata. Calls a play, sets it up. Number 1 they're calling. Doug Fast in the room. Lots of room to move around. Over to Doug Fast. Wants a shot, not there. Looks around. Into Kerry Lichty to John Zanata. Up. No, won't go. Almost. but it's a long court pass to Lee. Lee fakes, pump, shoots, good. Don Punch very upset. Thought it should have been traveling called on Lee. But as it is, it's an 8-point lead. Biggest of the game for the Bobcats, 62-54. 7:10 remaining in the game. Over to John Zanata. Inside the Lichty, off glass. Good!
Got the roll that time.
Lichty playing a whale of a game. You can see why he's been selected to the final 20 of the national team. Almost stolen by Doug Fast. Lee puts it up, top of the key. Good. Wild finish here. Less than 7 minutes to go. Lichty to Doug Fast to John Zanata. The Fast into Van Laar. Dribbles once, wants to shoot. Not there. John Zanata dribbles around. Looking for a man to Janzik. Dribbles once, back to John Zanata. He puts it up. No. Rebound underneath Van Laar. Fight for it. John Zanata. Oh, and Kelly comes up with it for the Bobcats.
Can look for Punch to put the full court pressure on any time, but the Nor'westers down by 8. 6:20 left in the game.
We see that Dave Zanata is getting a much-deserved rest, but I won't be too long. I would be surprised before he's back in. They need him out there. Kelly to Lee for the Bobcats. Lee works it around. Oh, looked like he double dribbled. Nothing was called again.
Obvious call missed by the officials there. Lee put both hands on the ball and then continued his dribble.
Now it's Janzik with the ball for the Nor'westers. Zanata looks around, back to Janzik, setting it up. In the far corner, Zanata drives baseline, loses the ball. And a foul, again on number 54, Brian Pallister. Zanata at the line on the foul to Pallister is third. And Zanata makes it. He'll get the bonus.
Western's down by 9. Zanata
Chance to cut it to 8. Fans would love that. He makes it down to 8. 66-58. Freddie Lee all alone. Kelly on the follow-up.
Lee's injured. He got poked in the eye coming down there with his teammate Jude Kelly.
And we're back up to 10. John Zanata with the ball. The Nor'westers trailing by 10, the most they've been down this whole game. 5:28 remaining. 68-58. Van Laar, the crowd starting to clap along. Fast, blocked by Kelly, and he'll get the foul.
Doug Fast, showing no hesitation going to the hoop. He gives up about 4 inches to Jude Kelly, but he went right up there with him, drawing the foul. He'll be at the line for 2 shots. John Zanata sits down. Dave Arsenault, assistant coach for Lakehead, talking to Zanata.
Little confusion on the floor. Timeout by the Bobcats. Probably, I think that's about their 3rd timeout. 10-point lead, biggest of the game for the Bobcats. 5 minutes, 22 seconds remaining. Quite an interesting game thus far, James. Dave Zanata's really cooled down as far as his scoring touch goes. Only 2 points in the second half.
He's back in the game there now. We'll see what he can do after a little rest.
If they ever needed him to turn it on, now is the time.
Freddie Lee got poked in the eye on the last Bobcat basket. Doesn't seem to be too seriously hurt. I think he's going back into the game.
Oh, yes. He's back in. I think it'll take more than a little poke in the eye to get him out of there. He'd love dearly to win this one. Doug Fast at the line to shoot 2. He was fouled in the act of shooting. He makes the first. And he makes both ends. And it's back to 8. 68-60. The big press. Double team everyone who gets the ball. Dave Zanata guarding Freddie Lee. Doing a fine job. Kelly's the one who's had the hot scoring hand. Across to Jackson. Loses it. Pallister inside. Stolen by Lichty.
Brandon able to break the press fairly easily that time, but giving the ball away without getting a shot off.
68-60. Dave Zanata up. Good! That's the scoring touch that he had in the first half. And the Westers, both Coach Don Punch and assistant coach Dave Arsenault, hope he can get it. And stolen inside to Van Laar. He missed it. Hook! No! Won't go.
Harry Van Laar missing 2 big shots.
He's straight in with a full head of steam. Back to Freddie Lee. Slows it down. Sets up the offense for the Bobcats. They're only up by 6. Coach Don Punch up, cheering on his troops as they trail by just 6. 4 minutes, 22 seconds to go. Jackson with a shot. Missed. Rebound Strader. Comes down. Over to Lee. And a pass from Jackson. Lee puts it up. No, won't go. Rebound. Kelly underneath. Good. Back to 8. Now it's fast over to Lichty. LU down by 8. Under 4 minutes to go. Dave Zanata in the corner. Out to Lichty. Lichty works around. Foul shot. Good.
Kerry Lichty unconscious for 20 feet out tonight. Haven't
Working
seen him
down
this
a big
hot
man
this
trying to
season.
dribble. He's going to lose it, but he doesn't. Now it's Jackson. Almost stolen. Ball goes over.
Bobcats
A
throw it
brilliant
away.
play by number 22, Dave Enzo Zanata, to turn that ball over by the Bobcats.
The Westers try to cut the lead.
Now here it is.
So 4 with this
Subban,
drive.
3.5 minutes to go. Subban from Zanata, back to Zanata from outside. He's fouled. Lichty, got it! Lichty underneath, they're down to 4. 70-66. Abernathy back in the game, playing with 4 fouls. Trying to place his players around. Tired with the big man dribbles. Underneath is Kelly all alone. Good. He parked under there. Dave Arsenault, assistant coach, wanted
3 seconds. Kelly detected on the foul, reaching around.
I believe that's Kelly's third. 3 minutes to go, 2:59 to be exact. Kelly with the foul. We're in bonus. Every time Brandon fouls, we will go to the line, regardless of whether it's in the act of shooting or not, as the bonus is in effect. LU only 3 fouls, so Brandon won't get bonus shots for a while yet. LU can afford to foul in the backcourt to get the ball back and not have to worry about having Brandon shoot bonus. Zanata is good. Chance to cut that lead to 4. And he does. 28 points for Zanata. Almost stolen. Big Abernathy dribbling the ball. Lee. Oh, stolen by Big Doug Fast. Quick hands by Fast.
And that brought the
Little
fans
play
to
on
their
words.
feet, Daryl.
Chance to cut it to 2. We've still got lots of time. 2:44 remaining. Subban over to Dave Zanata. Zanata getting pumped up, trying to get that shooting touch he had in the first half. Now it's Dougie Fast, who's played good coming in off the bench. Hook! Oh, the hook shot won't go by Van Laar. And it's Freddie Lee for the Bobcats. 72-68 in favor of the Bobcats. Lee loses it. Doug Fast with Zanata, 2-on-2. And a foul on Jackson. And we'll go to the line.
Don Jackson, good foul to take, 2-on-1. He had to go after the ball, and he got it. Would have been a sure 2 points.
He faked the pass to Zanata, it looked like, then wanted to shoot himself, and then tried to get it back to Zanata, and ended up getting fouled. Good play. Would have been nice to make it. Would have had a chance for a 3-point play. Regardless, he goes to the line for 2. Chance to cut that lead to 2. 2:17 remaining. 72-68 here at the Fieldhouse. Daryl Sharp, along with James Mason, bringing you the play-by-play in color of this evening's big game. Misses a first. He'll get another one, though. They're down by 4. Missed them both, but Van Laar gets a rebound. Zanata No! Van Laar tried to get it, but Jackson comes up with it, gives it the lead. 2:08 remaining. Brandon up by 4. Lee with the ball, dribbling around over to Jackson. LU putting on the defense, pressing when they get the chance, double teaming when they get the chance.
Bobcats just trying to run the clock down to the 32nd before they let her go.
Playing sort of a four-corner stall. Kelly inside, shoots, good. 144, 6-point lead for Brandon. Dave Zanata with the ball. Over to Dougie Fast, to Subban, to Fast, inside to Lichty. Lichty, foul shot, good!
Brandon just gave him that shot and he took 2 points.
Steal by Lichty!
Steal by Lichty!
And the fans are on their feet, 1:26 remaining. 74-70, chance to cut it to 2. Subban to Zanata. Zanata works it around, down by 4, chance to bring them back. Lichty in the corner, Lichty inside to Fast, drives baseline, off to Subban. Subban works it around, out to Zanata, top of the key. Subban breaking underneath Zanata, good! 2-point lead. They've cut it to 2. As you hear the crowd just going wild. 1 minute, 1 second remaining.
They're on their feet in the Sanders
The
field
crowd
house.
is going wild. Brandon with the ball, the pressure, the full court press. Wanted a foul, wasn't called. Lee with the ball. All the fans are standing, hundreds of them here at the field house. Less than a minute to go. Inside to Abernathy, back to Lee. Lee with the ball, inside to Streeter. Up, no, won't go. Rebound, Zanata. 41 seconds to go, chance to tie it. Zanata inside to Van Laar, over to brother John Zanata. Dave Zanata with the ball, back to John. John Zanata looks over. Van Laar has it to John Zanata. Over to Ned Janzik. Janzik to Zanata. Zanata puts it up. Tied! We're tied at 74. And we have a timeout on the floor. The score, Brandon University 74. The Lakehead University, Nor'westers 74. 14 seconds remaining. 14 seconds to go here at the field house. You can hear the crowd just going wild.
We could have overtime. Brandon will bring it down with 14. They got the
They'll
full
go for last shot.
They got 25 in the shot clock. So they'll bring it right down to the full 14. Let her go. We could have overtime if they miss.
And if we had to pick a man that would take that last shot, I would say it would either be Lee, who's come on in the second half, or Kelly, who's had a fine shooting touch throughout the game.
Well, they could try to work it inside to Abernathy for the sure too, but I have to think they go from outside.
Pretty tied up, pretty well tied up by Lichty and Van Laar.
You can look for Freddie Lee, number 10, I'd have to say.
If they do get it into Abernathy, I'll think if he goes for the shot, he'll look on the outlet for either Lee or Kelly breaking. The crowd going wild. LU, LU, the crowd chanting here at the field house. Daryl Sharp and James Mason here. Glad to bring you this for Cable 7. We're glad we could bring you all the excitement of GPAC basketball. Our thanks go to tonight's crew, volunteer crew for Cable 7. Romanuk, Brent Johnson, Evie Farzari, and Jim Glenna. These are all volunteer crew members and do a super job for you, the viewer. As you can tell by tonight's ecstatic game. 74-74, 14 seconds to go. They'll play for one shot. Try and win it all here.
Brandon will have to bring it in from the end. They'll have to go from end to end with 14 seconds left. Nor'westers with that full court pressure again.
Still 25 in the shot clock, so they can run the game out. Play for one shot. Let's set the lineups here for the last 14 seconds. For the Bobcats, it's Lee of the inbounds pass, Jackson, Abernathy, Kelly, and Streeter on the far side. For the Nor'westers, it's Dave Zanata, John Zanata, Harry Van Laar, Kerry Lichty, and Ned Janzik, the starting 5. Here we go, last 14 seconds. Into Abernathy, to Jackson, working it down, 10. Out of bounds, going to LU. Look at the crowd.
Ball, 9 seconds left.
The crowd is going wild. Can you believe it, James?
I don't know. The man you got to look for is super sophomore Dave Zanata. 9 seconds left. Brandon choked. They threw it away.
And if Zanata's not open, I wouldn't be surprised they would try to work into Lichty, who's been able to get open.
Just announced the hockey score here. I didn't quite get it, but Lakehead won.
I'm not sure when it's. Is it over now? 12-1 final score.
12-1.
Lakehead over Winnipeg. So if they can get this shot in the last 9 seconds, it'll be a good night on both fronts.
That's right, and with the girls winning over Brandon Bobcats earlier in the evening, we could have a 3-way winning streak as tonight.
All right, it's all set here. 74-74, 9 seconds to go. You couldn't ask for a wilder finish. Tied up, home team with the ball. The fans here, Carnival weekend, coming at 100 strong to cheer them on.
We're going to be close to capacity here at 2,000.
The fans shouting, LU, LU, LU. Getting into the game. 9 seconds to go. Here we go, no wrestlers with the ball. Into John Zanata. John Zanata bringing it down. 6, 5, 4, John. No. They have a foul on Zanata, or pardon me, on number 25, Lichty. But there's no time on the clock.
Brandon isn't in the bonus.
There's no bonus, it's not a shooting foul.
It looks like overtime when they get it all straightened out.
What a wild and woolly finish here. Shot by Zanata with 3 seconds left, went off the rim. Lichty almost had the rebound, but couldn't quite get it. And here we go to overtime. 5-minute overtime, tied at 74. Quite a game, James. Just like we anticipated from the outset.
That's right. Brandon coming here, the number 2 rated team in the country against the younger Nor'Westers, average age somewhere 19, 20 years old. But the Nor'Westers have played right with them, a smaller team. Up at the half, went down by 6. Dave Zanata brought him back with some of that shooting we saw in the first half. And now it's a whole new ball game. Taking a 5-minute break here between the end of regulation time and the beginning of the overtime. It appears that way anyways, the clock runs down.
I think it appears what it might be is it might be 3-minute overtime when they're just running down and give them a 2-minute break before we start. All right, somebody started the clock by mistake. Either that or timing them to give them a minute. And here we go, we're all set to go. Overtime here at the field house. Both teams vying for first place in GPAC men's basketball with identical records of 3 wins, 1 loss. LU having split with Manitoba last weekend, and Brandon splitting with Winnipeg last weekend also. 5 minutes to go. 5-minute overtime, not sudden death. For LU, it's Zanata. The brothers, I'm not repeating myself. Van Laar, Lichty, and Janzik. And the Bobcats lose control. Football off the foot of Van Laar. Set the lineup for the Bobcats. It's Strader, Kelly, Lee, Abernathy, and Jackson. Here we go. Freddie Lee driving, putting it up. No, won't go. Rebound, John Zanata.
Dave Zanata with some good defense there on Lee. He pretty hard to force that shot, and it went off.
Dave Zanata with the ball. We're tied at 74 here in overtime. OT, as they say. Almost stolen by Lee, but John Zanata over to brother Dave. Into the side to Janzik. Janzik in the corner to Zanata, working around, looking for the open man. Janzik with the ball. Far side in the corner to Lichty from Zanata. Lichty inside to Van Laar. Jumper, missed everything. Partially blocked by Abernathy. Now Strader gets the rebound, passes it out to Jackson, over to Lee, over the timeline. Lee brings it up to Strader, puts it up, partially blocked. LU ball off Abernathy.
Abernathy tipping it out of the hands of Ned Janzik. Good call by Peter Andros.
Now LU brings it down, still tied at 74. We're 1 minute into overtime. Lakehead University and Brandon tied at 74. Zanata over to Van Laar, is playing out. Janzik with the ball to Zanata, puts it up. Good!
Nor'Westers draw first blood here in overtime.
And it's fitting the man who almost won it in regulation time gets the first basket in overtime. 76-74 in favor of LU. Brandon down by 2. First time they've trailed since early in the first.
Jerry
early in the
Abernathy
second half.
wisely getting the ball across the 10-second line. It was down to about 8.
Into Lee, inside, loses it.
Good check.
And Van Laar up to Janzik. Slows it down.
Wisely slows it down.
They've got the lead. They want to set up for the good shot. They don't want to throw it away, get the wild, erratic turnovers. Not in overtime. 76-74. Cable 7 bringing you this exciting game. We're in overtime. John Zanata fakes, moves around, out to Janzik at the foul line. Over to Dave Zanata, puts it up. Good! Up by 4, LU is. 2:55 remaining in overtime.
They call him
Jackson to
Enzo
Lee.
in Sault Ste. Marie.
Pump, shoots, inside, stolen by Zanata. And the crowd's going wild to Lichty. Lichty with the ball, slows it down to Dave Zanata. They got a 4-point lead. They don't need to hurry the shots. They can play for the shot they want. No use turning it over when you're up by 4 in overtime. Now they'll play the patient offense, try to set it up, get the open shot, work it around. Dave Zanata with the ball. Back to John. John, 2 seconds. 1, blocked by...
Nor'westers get the ball on a full capacity on the shot clock.
Full
Just like
30 seconds.
Just like a gift, Abernathy knocking it out of bounds.
And we have a timeout. Charge to the Bobcats. 2:17 remaining. 78-74 in favor of Lakehead University. Darryl Sharp along with James Mason bringing the play-by-play for Channel 7 of this exciting game. We're in overtime. 2:17 remaining. Unless we're tied, this will be the last period. Little correction. The LU hockey team won 13-1, not 12-1.
Don Punch looks a little happier there in front of his boys. That 4-point lead looks a little bit better than the 2 points they were down with a minute left.
See, close up there with LU's bench. Don Punch. I presume Don's probably telling him to make sure, don't throw the ball away. When you got an offense, set it up. Don't try and hurry. You got the lead. They're just making bad passes.
Well, I think the youth on this team is one thing that Don worries about, and the fact of the maturity in throwing the ball away. It was something that he talked about when they split against the University of Manitoba last week, and he hoped he learned from their mistakes for this week, and it looks like they have.
Quite a turnaround. LU was down by 10 points with only about 4 minutes to go, and now they're in overtime and they're up by 4. 78-74. John Zanata with the ball to Janzik in the far corner. Janzik dribbles once, passes it back to John Zanata, works it around. John with the ball, looking for the open man, gives it to brother Dave. Dave fakes, starts to drive, almost loses it. Drives again, back to John Zanata, drives it inside, puts the shot up. No! Now it's Lee for the Bobcats. Lee drives, partially blocked by Van Laar, but Streeter puts it in. 78-76, 2-point lead. 1 minute, 38 seconds to go in overtime. 2-point lead for the Nor'westers. Foul on Kelly.
Kelly stuck his knee out there. I don't know if it was intentional, but he got the knee out, and Zanata went right over it. He'll be at the line.
Bonus, so they automatically go to the line. He'll get 1 in bonus. Dave Zanata with 30 points thus far. 30 out of the 78 points.
Jerry Hemmings looks like he's going to make a change here. Putting in Lynn Millen. Oh, that's 5 on Jude Kelly. You'll have to put Millen in. Kelly played an outstanding game for the Bobcats. A second-year transfer from UPEI, the Hamilton native, who shot the lights out here.
Excellent shooter. Excellent. He put on a fine show for the fans here. The hundreds and hundreds, perhaps close to the 1,000 mark, I would say.
This place apparently holds about 2,000, and
there isn't too many seats right here.
no.
Especially now, right at the end in overtime here. We're still jam-packed. 1:35 to go, and out at the line to shoot 1 and bonus. 34, Lynn Milne in the game, a Guelph, Ontario native.
To correct myself when I said that Rick Degani was the only Ontario native, there's 3.
And he makes it. Makes them both. 32 points for Dave Zanata and a 4-point lead for the Nor'Westers. A minute and a half to go. Brandon down by 4 and his lead with the ball. Setting up the offense, looking for the big man underneath. He's not open. Tries to get it the alley-oop to Streeter. Drives. Blocked by Van Laar. But Abernathy follows it up. Now it's inbounds. Dave Zanata to brother John. 80-78 in favor of LU. 1 minute, 4 seconds to go. LU up by 2. John Zanata to brother Dave. Slowing it down, setting up their offense, waiting for the good shot. To John Zanata. Drives off glass. Van Laar follow-up. No, won't go. Chance for the Bobcats to tie it. 48 seconds to go. Milne to Streeter. Loses it. Fight for it. Out of bounds to the Bobcats. Off the hands, the outstretched arms of Dave Zanata.
Bobcats with 21 seconds.
We set it
left
up
on
the last
shot
43
clock.
seconds for the Nor'Westers. Zanatas, both Zanatas, Lichty, Van Laar, and Janzik. No change. Lee underneath the fight. No, won't go again. Abernathy gets it. And we're tied at 80. Timeout LU. The shot clock shows 30 seconds, so they can run it out. Play for 1 shot.
Look for Enzo Zanata again, take that last shot. Been said again and again, but he's the big shooter for the Nor'Westers.
John took the shot at the end of the regulation time to try and win it when it was tied at 74. Now we're tied at 80 and we're down to 26 seconds in overtime. LU with the ball. They'll take it out from their own end. 26 seconds left to try and set something up and pull this one out at the buzzer. And with 26 seconds left in overtime, I haven't seen one person leave his building yet. Nor'Westers in the bonus. Any foul by Brandon, they will go to the line. So Brandon must be careful not to foul. For LU, if they miss the shot and Brandon gets the ball, they can foul. There's still 3 balls under the bonus.
We just have to look for the intentional foul or the shot foul.
Here we go, LU with the ball. 26 seconds left in overtime. Chance to win it. They'll take the ball down, and they can play for last shot. They can kill the clock out if they can. 19 seconds left. 17, 16. Zanata with the ball, being guarded by Milne. Into Lichty. Stolen, out of bounds. Bobcat ball, 10 seconds to go. They lost it. Here they go. 9 seconds. 8. Either he makes it or we
Lee's
go
taking
to
his
double
time
overtime.
with the ball here. Foul
Okay.
doesn't really matter. They're not in the bonus. Brandon's got 3 seconds to take the ball inside and get a shot off. And be taken out the side
Jerry
too.
Hemmings claiming intentional foul.
Double
Bobcats will
overtime
take the
looks
ball.
imminent now.
Unless they can work some quick play or quick shot at the buzzer here, we're going to
They'll
go
have
to
to be
double
going in.
overtime. 1 second.
1 second.
It'll have to be a shoot it all in one motion shot.
They have to look under the basket.
We go to double overtime.
Freddie Lee's shot off the rim.
Off the rim at the buzzer, and we go to double overtime. And what can you ask for in a game like this other than for more excitement? Can you believe this? Double
Fans
overtime.
are certainly getting their money's worth now.
And nobody's leaving. Comes away with it. Pushed down, nothing
Brilliant.
called.
Brilliant effort by Johnny Zanata.
Now Dave Zanata with the ball. Northwestern leading by 2, 84-82. We are in double overtime. At the field house, 3 minutes, 38 seconds going. John Dave Zanata drives off to Zanata. No! Partially blocked. Freddie Lee with it. Puts it up. No! Back the rim won't go.
Lee missing the easy layup. Little pressure from Ned Janzik there, paid off.
Good defense by the Nor'westers. Dave Zanata with the ball. Shouting instructions along, telling him to clear out through his leg dribble. Shoots from outside. No. Rebound Van Laar. Ball on Strader. That's number 4.
Both Brandon's big man in foul trouble before, but they've been in trouble for a long time, and they've been able to stay out of getting on that bench in overtime.
We've got Kelly fouled out with 5. Strader's got 4. Abernathy's got 4. Pallister's got 3. They could be in foul trouble as we wind down this double overtime. However, Van Laar at the line, shooting bonus. He missed. And it's going to be bonus both ways. Next foul on Brandon. Lee inside the Strader, loses it to Zanata.
Streeter very upset.
2:52 remaining, double overtime. 84-82, a 2-point lead for the Nor'westers.
Streeter thought he got handled on the arm pretty well there. The officials didn't call it.
Lichty with the ball on the pass from Zanata. Back out to Janzik into Dave Zanata on the far side. Zanata working around, loses it. Out of bounds to the Nor'westers. Off the hands of number 34, Lynn Milne. McGuelph native, standing 6'1". Now Dave Zanata in the corner to Van Laar. 5-4, puts it up. Janzik can't get it. Lee takes it out. Bodies flying everywhere. Lee gets the ball back. Good, we're tied. We're tied again, as we have been so many times throughout these overtime periods and the last 10 minutes of regulation time. Here we go. Double overtime. We're tied at 84. Van Laar dribbles. Traveling call.
The ball caught on his hip. He couldn't put it up or put it down again. That's the traveling call.
The Bobcats, 2 minutes to go in overtime, double overtime. Tied at 84. Freddie Lee drives on Van Laar. No opening inside to Abernathy. Takes a shot. Rebound by Lichty on the partial block by Zanata. Dave Zanata on the pass from John. Dave Zanata brings it up, works it over the timeline, being guarded by Manitoba. Now Zanata. Enzo is his friend's column. He works on Jackson. Puts it up. No, won't go. Rebound by Abernathy. 1.5 minutes to go. 84-84. Brandon University and LU tied.
Oh, Dave Zanata popping that ball away, but Lichty just couldn't hang on to it.
Hyde, here we go. Freddie Lee with the ball. 1 minute, 16 seconds remaining. Lee pump, good.
Lee's picked a good time to put that scoring punch to use.
86-84, Brandon up by 2.
Harry Van Laar just can't seem to hit in overtime. He's frustrated as he runs down the floor.
Freddie Lee looks tired. 51 seconds to go. 10 seconds!
10 seconds. Good pressure by the Zanata brothers. Don Jackson and no one to pass. You can't blame Jackson. There's no one back to help him out.
86-84, 2-point lead for Brandon. LU can tie it. LU can tie it with a basket here. 46 seconds remaining. Zanata goes to set it up. Don Punches set up his plays. Zanata drives underneath. The Janzik hasn't got the shot to Dave Zanata. Dave is hoping he'd shoot. And the turnover's costly in the last minute here in a double overtime. 86-84 in favor of Brandon. Timeout, Brandon. Close-up of Don Punch on the Lakehead University bench as he tries to set something up defensively. of the Nor'Westers to try and stop Brandon and get back on the offense to get that tying basket. 33 seconds remaining.
You hate to say that the Bobcats could ice it with a basket here, but it's possible. Anything's possible in this game, as we've seen it go into double overtime. Teams up and down by 10 points, the other just fight right back.
86-84 in favor of Brandon University, the number 2 ranked team, collegiate team in Canada. And Lakehead University showing why they deserve to be right up there in the rankings, even though they're under probation this year. The fans clapping along, trying to get the team going here. Down by 2, 33 seconds to go, double overtime. Double OT, Dave Zanata leading the way for the Nor'Westers, 32 points so far. Into Abernathy, almost lose it, Freddie Lee. Inside, 28 seconds to go. They'll work it down. There's Milne, over to Abernathy, back to Milne. 19 seconds to go. They can't kill the clock. There'll still be 3 or 4 seconds left after the 30. They have to shoot or lose the ball. Thrown away! Score! Dave Zanata, 5 seconds to go! At the buzzer! No! Triple overtime! Can you believe it, fans? Triple overtime!
Jerry Hemmings can't believe it. George Berger can't believe it. But these 2,000-odd fans here, they can believe it.
It is suitable for that man to get the tying basket, Dave Zanata. Our choice for MVP in this game, obviously.
It's not over yet, but he's certainly
Triple
been
overtime.
This is McLean Hunter Cable 7, your community channel in Thunder Bay.
Fieldhouse. We had a momentary pause there for technical difficulties. We're back to bring you the triple overtime, the third overtime period here at the Fieldhouse.
The Westers get that all-important first tip-off.
LU with the ball, controlling things on first action in triple overtime. Zanata with the ball, brings it down, works it over to Janzik on the far side. Janzik with the ball, brings it around to Dave Zanata, being double teamed, weaves through, Zanata on the drive to Van Laar. No! Foul! Number
Mill on that foul looked pretty obvious from this vantage point. I don't know what his argument is.
Referee Robin Holbrook signaling the call, and we get a shot of the foul line. Harry Van Laar shooting 1 and bonus. Shooting 2. He will get 2. Chance to break this tie in triple overtime. No, misses. He's had trouble with his foul shots the last few minutes. Missed a couple in double overtime. He gives LU a 1-point lead, 87-86. Cable 7, Daryl Sharp along with James Mason bringing you this exciting action. 87-86 in triple overtime. Lee shoots, misses, rebound. Himself runs down once, good.
Beautiful play by Freddie Lee.
88-87, a 1-point lead for Brandon.
If Lee missed anything in the first half, he's come on in the second half and it's overtime.
He's played good, he's played brilliant ball. Now the Nor'Westers, Dave Enzo Zanata with the ball. Inside to brother John, puts it up, good!
Johnny Zanata, unreal in the overtime. I don't think he's missed a shot yet.
And if Dave Zanata isn't scoring, he's feeding John Zanata. Quite a brother combination. They lose the ball! Oh, didn't see Dave Zanata breaking. He was open, but nevertheless, they have the lead and the ball. 3:47 remaining in overtime. Triple overtime. Timeout called by Dave Zanata. Lakehead University will sit down, talk it over.
Both teams taking another breather. That timeout charge to Lakehead. I think that's their first in the overtime with the Bobcats taking 2. Jerry Hemmings has to be frustrated with that tie in the second overtime period with Jackson throwing the ball away, and Zanata with the easy layup to tie it with 3 seconds left. They couldn't work the ball down the floor, and now we're in triple overtime. 3:42 left in triple overtime. 89-88. Lakehead by virtue of Harry Van Laar's second free throw. Lakehead in the bonus. And Brandon in the bonus also. Be Nor'Westers ball at half court. We come back. Nor'Westers coming back on the floor. Jerry Hemmings last minute word with his charges.
And you see a close-up of the Brandon Bobcat bench. And he's giving his troops last-minute instructions here. They're down by one. They're down by one and haven't got the ball. LU has the ball. 89-88 favor of LU.
Still lots
3
of
minutes,
time left,
39
Darryl.
seconds to go. Lots of time in overtime here. Triple overtime. Dave Zanata working around, drives baseline, stops, looks around, tries to go again. Passes it back to Ned Janzik. Turns around, Janzik. 2-1, he's got to put it up. Van Laar!
If Harry Van Laar picked the time to put 2 points in, that was it.
91-88 in favor of Lakehead University. A 3-point lead. 3 minutes, 9 seconds to go. Lee, good. Back to one.
That shot by Lee put a damper on this crowd. They were up by 3. Now Lakehead's up by 1.
John Zanata over to Dave. Dave's got the ball now. Dave drives up. No, missed everything. Long pass to Lee.
Freddie Lee, chance for a 3-point play. Don Punch didn't like the call. Jerry Hemmings did.
Basket counts. It's now 92-91 in favor of Brandon. Lee will go to the line. Chance for the 3-point play to make it a 2-point lead.
And the tables turn so quickly.
92-91. 2 minutes, 49 seconds to go in triple overtime at the Field House. Cable 7 proud to bring you this exciting game. The battle of the leaders. And he missed. Van Laar with the rebound. LU down by 1. 92-91. Now it's Dave Zanata with Janzik in the backcourt. Dave Zanata drives down on the far side, works it around, being guarded by Lee. Between the legs, dribble, puts it around, over to Lichty. Lichty puts it up, good! Lichty gives them a 93-92 lead. Long pass to Lee, Streeter underneath. Lee to Streeter, stolen by Janzik.
Ned Janzik with the big play.
Ned Janzik with the steal of the game, perhaps. 2:19 to go. LU up by 1, they have the ball. 93-92.
Mr. Hustle for the Nor'Westers, always in the way. Ned Janzik, he might not be the biggest player on the floor, one of the toughest, that's for sure.
The crowd, not a soul is left of over 1,000 people here watching the game. A packed house. Johnson out with the ball. They got to shoot fast. Janzik. No. Van Laar rebound. Fresh 30 seconds. Lichty puts it up. No. Rebound. Van Laar underneath. Takes it back out. They got a fresh 30 seconds. Heads up ball by this young team. And we're fouled on number 34, Lynn Milne out of Guelph.
Dave Zanata will be at the line for the one-on-one. It's the second foul on Millen, both coming here in the triple overtime. Minute 41 left, Lakehead 93, Brandon 92. Officials cleaning up a little bit of perspiration, got on the floor when Zanata hit the ground.
Young Dave Zanata will go to the line. He's got 34 points plus. He had 34 at last tab. I think we lost a little bit of track on his points there. He's got at least 34 though. Chance to increase that even further. Quite a show. Enzo Zanata, the fans cheering him on here. He'll go to the line to shoot 1 in bonus. Makes the first, he'll get a second one. And he does. 94-92 in favor of LU. 1:41 remaining. He makes them both. 36 points for Dave Zanata. A 3-point lead. Biggest of the overtime. 95-92 in favor of Lakehead University. Freddie Lee for the Bobcats. Working around Van Laar. Drives, pulls up to Abernathy inside. We have a foul.
Johnny Zanata. He caught Abernathy's arm when he went up after the pass. The bonus, he wasn't shooting. It'll be 1-1 for Abernathy. Fourth foul on John Zanata.
4 on John. They can't afford to lose him. But if they can hold this lead, they won't have to worry. 1:26 remaining. And Abernathy makes it. Coach Don Punch resorting to the fans to keep the noise down. Show a little bit of sportsmanship, but the fans don't even pay any attention. They want this game badly. Abernathy hits both. 95-94. 1 point lead for LU. 1:25 remaining. Triple overtime. We're in the third overtime period, and who knows how many we'll have. A 1 point lead. Almost lost it. Dave Zanata sees an opening. Drives underneath to Van Laar on the side. Good! Harry Van Laar. Harry playing an outstanding game in the overtime. Between him and John Zanata, almost single-handedly destroying the Bobcat team. Freddie Lee underneath. Good.
Right over Lichty. There wasn't much you could do about that one.
We're under a minute. 50 seconds to go. Brandon down by 1. LU, 1 point lead and the ball. They'll try to run the 30 seconds out. Get a last shot here. Kill as much time as they can. They'd love to get a basket here, that 3 point lead. 10 seconds, 9 on the shot clock. Out to John Zanata, puts it up. Oh, won't go. And Lee gets it with 25 seconds to go. Underneath. Foul! He'll go to the line to shoot 2. 97-96 in favor of Lakehead University. Lynn Milne at the line for 2 pressure-packed shots. He makes 1, we're tied. He makes both. They're up by 1. Brandon, that is. LU leads by 1 now. Here we go. He shoots 2. Makes the first. We're tied again. 97. Chance to give Brandon a 1 point lead. No! He won't go. Here we go. 19 seconds. Chance to win it again. Or else we could have 4 overtimes. The crowd standing on their feet.
Zanata wins the rest of the players off. He wants
seconds.
it.
12, 10, 9, 8 seconds to go. Zanata working one-on-one. Drives. John Zanata at the buzzer. No. We're going into 4 overtime periods. Can you believe it? Woo. 4 overtimes. I don't know if you believe it. I don't believe it. All right, we're back at the field house here after a short break. We're going into the 4th, yes, believe it, the 4th overtime period. All right, we're back at the field house. Daryl Sharp along with James Mason bringing you this pressure-packed game. We are back here for the 4th, yes, you can believe it, the 4th overtime period. This is the longest game I've seen in years.
What's the overtime rate for broadcasters with McLean Hunter, Daryl?
Just the same as the regular rate.
Oh.
The Westers with the ball, starting this 4th overtime period. By the looks of it, both teams are going to break the century mark, something that doesn't happen too often here at LU. But with 4 overtime periods and 2 good basketball teams, it isn't surprising. 97-97, 4:45 remaining. Van Laar, he's fouled.
Freddie Lee on the foul.
I believe that's Lee's first. First or second, I'm not sure which. We'll find out in just a minute. Second, Freddie Lee's second foul. Regulation time, 4 overtimes, and it's only a second foul. 97-97, 4 overtime periods. I hope you're enjoying a game because us people up here in the broadcast booth sure are. 97 all. 4:40 remaining. 4th. Get that 4th overtime period. Now it's Lee for the Bobcats. You'll have to excuse me and James if our voice sounds hoarse. But this game has been long and hard on the voice. Exciting. Lee with the ball for the Bobcats. Brings it down, loses it. Long pass to Zanata. All alone, going down. Foul!
That's got to be intentional.
But no signal yet, but it seemed intentional.
Lynn Milne just put an arm grab
Regardless, he'll
around
get
Zanata.
2. Number 34, Lynn Milne, his 3rd. And Zanata goes to the line to shoot 2. Zanata puts one up. Good. The tie is broken again, 98-97. The most exciting game this season by far. He makes them both.
Sonata
He's
just
got
like
38.
a machine in overtime.
And if it keeps up this way, he might break the single scoring record of 44
Good,
points.
44. He's done it twice. He did it last Friday in Winnipeg against the Manitoba Bisons, and he did it over the Christmas break against Laurentian, both times away from this gym.
This will be the GPAC record. Or he did it once on GPAC play already, didn't he?
The GPAC record is 45 points held by Ken Opalko of Winnipeg. He did it against Manitoba at Manitoba 2 years ago.
We have Zanata for 38 so far, Dave, but that's not official. I think we might have missed a basket or two, but 38 sounds pretty close. So anyways, he's on a tear.
Just a guess. Close. Well, close. Within two.
99-97, LU in the lead. Don Punch talking over to his troops. I don't think I've ever seen a college basketball game go into this many overtime periods. In fact, I've only seen one pro game go into this many overtime periods. Doesn't happen too often. Triple overtime, yeah, but never quadruple overtime. Rarely, never. Here we go. Stolen on the inbound pass by Lichty. LU up by 2 and with the ball. John Zanata. The same starting 5 in there right now. Off the arms of Abernathy, who's played for the whole overtime with 4 fouls. 99-97 in favor of LU. They have the ball in the inbounds pass. Janzik way back to Lichty. Over to Zanata. Zanata with the ball. John, that is. Works it down to Lichty on the far side. Lichty back to Zanata. To Dave. Enzo with the ball. Enzo Zanata dribbling, wanting him to clear out. Like to go. Puts it up from outside. No. Abernathy with the rebound for the Bobcats, who trail by 2. 3:40 remaining. 99-97 in favor of Lakehead University. Inside to Abernathy at top of the key. Gives it back to Lee. Lee looks around. Lob, alley-oop to Streeter. Inside. Basket's good.
That's for the three-point play here for Keith Streeter. He was frustrated early in the game, but he's come on in the overtime. He's got the chance to put
And
Brandon
we're
into a
tied.
100-point mark.
We're tied. If he converts the three-point play, Brandon will be up by 1.
Streeter, a native of Unionville, Michigan. He's in his second year with the Bobcats.
And there's a timeout charged to LU. Coach Don Punch wanting to talk things over with his troops. Wanting to set up a few plays after the foul shot, whether he makes it or not. If he makes it, it'll be a different set of plays, I'm sure. Regardless, we have 3:29 remaining.
Still lots of time.
Lots of time in overtime. It turned out in the first 3 overtimes there was lots of time with 10 seconds left, as the lead almost seesawed back and forth in the last 10 seconds. We have lots of time left here. Long, long game here at the Fieldhouse. An exciting game. Over 1,000 fans here, and not one of them's left. Nobody has moved out of their seats. Unless it was to get something wet to soothe their throat after all this yelling. Everybody's been yelling the whole game. I'm sure there's a lot of sore throats. 3:29. We're tied at 99. Next point by either team will hit the century mark. Doesn't happen too often here at the Fieldhouse. 3 minutes, 29 seconds to go, and James, quite a game.
One of the things that amazes me is Jerry Abernathy picking up 3 and in this 4th foul quite quickly in regulation. He's been able to keep away from the referee's whistle in all these overtime periods. We'll have to see if he can do it in this 4th.
He picked up his 4th foul. I think it was over, and he missed. He picked up his 4th foul with over, I think, over 4 or 5 minutes to go in the second half there. And he's played all that time and all overtimes and hasn't picked up another one.
That's right.
Of course, if he does, he'll be out. Tied at 99. LU with the ball. Dave Zanata. Enzo almost trips. Works around. They want to clear out to Van Laar. Van Laar up from the corner. No. Janzik couldn't get it. Lee brings it down for the Bobcats. We're tied. Lee down, up, fakes, inside the key. And the rebound on the missed shot comes down to Janzik. Now Dave Enzo Zanata brings it up for LU. Enzo is it in? No, loses it. Fight for it. Underneath. Works it around. Jump ball.
Good play by Johnny Zanata to save it for a jump ball.
John Zanata and Rick DeGagne. Even in height, both 6'1".
John, of course, from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Rick DeGagne from Kenora, Ontario.
John Zanata, Rick DeGagne, jump ball, 99-99, 2:45 to go in overtime. Zanata got the tip, but Brandon gets the ball. Milne back to Lee. Lee to set it up. Abernathy trailing the big man. Must be tired. He's played a lot of basketball tonight. Regulation, 4 overtimes. Inside to Streeter underneath. Off glass. And Brandon is up by 2. 101-99. Tried this dunk.
Looked like Streeter grabbed the rim on that. Could have been a technical on him. That's illegal. In any kind of basketball, high school, college, professional. They called it on Lichty here at the beginning of the season, but they didn't call on Streeter there.
Coach Don Punch very annoyed at that call. However, they didn't get the basket. They have the ball though, and they're ahead by 2. Trying to set it up now, run the clock down. Fouls on number 10, Freddie Lee.
Offensive.
We're in the bonus. We'll go all the way down to the other end for some shots.
3rd foul on Lee. Lee from Brooklyn along with Jerry Abernathy. Of course, Richie Silvera, alumnus of Lakehead University, also from Brooklyn.
2 minutes, 4 seconds left in the 4th overtime. As signs are abundant around the field house here in Carnival Weekend. Van Laar, 1 in bonus. No, he still can't make it. Misses the foul shots. They're down by 2. Brandon with the ball. We're under 2 minutes to go. Inside to Abernathy at the foul line. Looks across to DeGagne. No. Rebound.
Johnny
Hit by
Zanata.
Van Laar, and Zanata gets it. Now they go to bring it down. Coach Punch relaying some instructions to his players. John Zanata in the corner. Back out to Ned Janzik. Janzik works it around, being guarded by Freddie Lee. He loses it. Van Laar gets it. Under to Zanata. Lichty, Kerry Lichty ties it at 101-101. And Kerry Lichty's played a fine game, James. He's
right.
Johnny on the spot so many times here in the overtime.
In his freshman year at Lakehead, it took him a while, but he's starting to click
What
well.
a leaper.
That's
As we
right.
saw on that last play. We're tied at 101 in the 4th overtime. Will we go further in overtime? Blocked neatly by Van Laar. They lose it. Streeter again. Off the rim. Abernathy won't go. Blocked. And DeGagne back out to Mill. Mill inside to Streeter. Off glass. Good.
Streeter's injured.
Here's Dave Zanata. They're down by 2 to Lichty. I don't believe that. He waited until he was on a shot and blew the whistle.
That's right. A little late on the whistle there.
Coach Don Punch is just standing there in utter amazement. He cannot believe it.
Of course, the 4 overtimes takes its toll on the referees again.
And they're calling a jump ball to LU head possession. Now they're calling a jump ball. And we have a
Timeout taken.
Brandon. All right, we're back at the field house here. Getting set to bring in the last 41 seconds of the 4th overtime period. A lot of basketball action for the fans. And we'll keep on enjoying until we have a winner. We'll be here. We'll keep it going until we can bring you a winner. Right now it's 103-101 in favor of Brandon. 41 seconds to go. 4th overtime. We've got a center jump between Van Laar and Abernathy. Big pressure jump. LU can control. They can tie it. And Freddie Lee has it. They must exhort to pressure defense now. They got to stop them from scoring. If they get that basket in the 4-point lead, it could all be over. Freddie Lee to Abernathy, back to DeGagne, to Milne. to Lee. Playing the stall. 26 seconds. 14 in the shot clock. Over to Milne. Milne. They throw it away. 18 seconds to go. They must score to tie. And we have another timeout. This time taken by Lakehead University.
Brandon's had the opportunity to put this game away twice, and they just thrown it away, both in this overtime and in the second, I believe. A basket there would have pretty well iced the game.
$18 seconds to go here in the fourth overtime period. LU has the ball, trail by 2. If they get a basket here, we could be going to overtime number 5. Who knows when it'll end? Your guess is as good as mine. And don't mind us announcers if we ramble. We're not used to games that go on this long. But we're enjoying every second of it, as we hope you are. All right, here we go. Set to bring in the last 18 seconds of the fourth overtime period, perhaps the last 18 seconds of the game. We'll know in 16 seconds' time. Zanata with the ball. LU trailing by 2. They must score to tie it or it's all over. John Zanata, 4. Score! Tied it! We're going to 5! We're going to 5, folks. So I hope you're going to stay with us. Johnny Zanata has come through again at the buzzer. Can you believe it? I don't believe it myself. Who would have ever thought we'd be here going into a 5th overtime tonight?
Community television in Thunder Bay, McLean Hunter Cable 7.
As you can see, an empty court, but it won't be empty for long. The fans going wild. Nobody leaving. It just appears that they're taking a break. Some people are beginning to leave. But I don't believe they're leaving for long. Maybe to take a break for a second, but who wants to leave? We're going into overtime number 5. We're tied at 103. We'll be here till we get a winner. We just received note from our director. We'll be here till we have a winner. To the outset. 103-103. Lakehead University Nor'Westers, Brandon University Bobcats. Center jump. Controlled by the Bobcats. Number 40, the Gagne. The Gagne over to Milne. Milne with the ball for the Bobcats. We're all tied at 103. Underneath the Strader. Dribbles once. Fakes. Puts it up. Good. 105, 103. LU gets the ball on the tip out of bounds by Lee. LU down by 2. LU with the ball. Lichty in the corner. To Zanata. Johnny with the ball. Looks around to brother Dave. The same 5 have played all 5 overtime periods, plus most of the regulation time for the Nor'Westers. Punch scoring with his experience starting 5. Van Laar. Good! We're tied at 105. Can you believe the way this game is seesawed back and forth?
Abernathy didn't want to come outside and risk the foul. He didn't think Van Laar had hit it, but here he just put it in.
I think the players are starting to get a little bit tired out there.
I think so.
5
overtimes.
Inside to Strader, puts it up. Good. Gets the roll. And Brandon up by 2. Good by Lichty.
Lichty wasted no time in getting that basket going.
107-107. 3:45 remaining in the fifth overtime period. Freddie Lee, 109-107 in favor of Brandon. LU must come back now. Dave Zanata with the ball, working it down, being guarded by Degania. Inside, back to Van Laar, puts it up. Thing won't go. Lichty Johnny on the spot, rebound, hook shot, no, won't go. Batted away by Abernathy, who's tired. He remains underneath to make sure that his players are going to be on the other end for the onset. Here we go. 3:15, Brandon up by 2 and has the ball. 109-107. Over to Lee for the Bobcats, looking for Strader underneath. Inside to Strader, back to Lee, loses it out of bounds.
Sure-handed Freddie Lee. He was looking for the lane before he had the ball in his hands, and as a result, it went off him out of bounds.
Now it's John Zanata, who's been the hero so far, along with brother Dave and the whole Nor'Wester team. Knocked out of bounds by Freddie Lee. The crowd starting to clap their hands, try and cheer the Nor'Westers on. They've come back now and again throughout the game. The inbounds pass to Dave Zanata, into Van Laar, puts it up, no, won't go. Out of bounds, oh, Brandon.
Didn't have a very good
Not too
angle on
happy
that
about
from
that.
up here. Peter Andros did, and he called it Brandon's ball.
The players from the Nor'Westers aren't too happy about that one, but it's hard for us to tell up here from our vantage point at the field house.
Naturally, not a
We'll
very
have to
popular
presume,
call.
give the referees the benefit of the doubt.
Sure, he was right down there.
Now it's Abernathy to Lee. Inside to Degania, he puts it up, good. 111 to 107, a 4-point lead. Lichty down for the Nor'Westers, puts it up. Will go, Abernathy to Lee. Long pass to Degania, over to Milne, good. And Brandon starts to pull away. 113, 107, 2:19 to go in the fifth overtime. LU's been down before, but they're not out of it. John Zanetta puts it up, won't go. And the Bobcats get it again, ahead by 6, and they have the ball. 2:04 remaining in the fifth overtime period. Freddie Lee dribbling around, shoulders Van Laar, nothing called, goes again. Inside to Abernathy, good. We're in overtime period number 5. This game now is almost 3 hours old. And he makes it. 120-108, down to 12. They need a couple of quick turnovers here to get back in it. As they're down by 12 points. This could make it 11. And he does. Abernathy brings it over the timeline just in time. And we'll have a foul again on Lichty. They haven't got much choice but the foul. They have to have the ball back. They can't win. They don't have the ball. And the fans starting to file out now. 46 seconds to go. The Westers gave it a good effort. As you say, James, they stayed 5 overtime period with the number 2 team in the nation. And that speaks quite well for the Nor'Westers and for basketball here at LU.
Don Punch's 2 years here at the school, he's brought back a lot of enthusiasm that was here in the early 70s, and he's got a top-notch club, all Canadian talent, all Ontario boys except for one, all in their first or second year except for John Zanata. They'll be tough in the years to come.
123-109, a 14-point lead, 40 seconds to go. It's all mandatory now. Subban underneath. He picks up 2. 123-111. One of the highest scoring games here at the Fieldhouse in quite a while. But with 5 overtime periods, you're bound to have lots of scoring. 20 seconds to go. It's all over. Carl Subban picks up the foul. It's all over but the final score now. Brandon will win it.
Fans giving
Their
both
record
teams
will
a
go.
standing ovation.
The crowd's going wild, giving their team a standing ovation, a well-deserved standing ovation. They played a fine game, 5 overtime periods with the number two team in the nation. And the Gagne hits. 4, 3, it's all over. 2, 1. At the buzzer, Lichty tried to dunk it home, couldn't get it. The game is... The final score, Brandon University 125, Lakehead University 111 in 5 overtime periods. James, what a game.
What can you say? 5 overtime periods. It's tough to pick a winner, but Brandon clearly pulled away in that 5th period. Our Westers put up a valiant effort. No, again, what can you say? 5 overtime periods. Haven't even heard of 5 overtime periods before.